Now, I started to have a play with Tune ECU, and we'll get into that because I've got it to work, and I thought, brilliant, it's all going well, isn't it? I've managed to make that work, awesome. Straight away, found an issue though. Ever since I've had this, I haven't got through that many batteries. Well, they usually die. I've had a couple of batteries die over winter. Then I had a brand new, pretty much brand new UASA go pop. And I'm sure when that happened, I checked the voltage when the bike was running. But either way, now it's sitting there charging at 17.2 volts, which is, most of you probably know, that's not great, because that's not going to be good for anything on this bike. Anything at all. So we're going to have a look at the charging circuit. First thing I want to do though, we're just going to check all the fuses. Which are all fine. I just did that because it's easy. The fuses are there. Now, what should one of these systems charge at? Well, it's the same as a car really, there's not any difference. It should be technically above 12, but you probably high 13s, mid to high 13s to mid 14, and then sort of anything above, anything 15 or above you don't want. You're all going to be aware of an alternator in a car, right? We've all heard of those because they go wrong. But you may not be as au fait with the bit that actually controls how much voltage they put out. So an alternator will just chuck out lots and lots of volts. There you go, nom, 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 nom. That's great. But we don't want all the volts, do we? We want some volts. So what older cars had as a separate item was a regulator or rectifier. No, a regulator. Very old cars also had a rectifier, because when you had dynamos versus alternators, they made AC, they made DC, not AC. Anyway, a rectifier changes DC to AC, because you only want one. What a car has is an alternator. An alternator makes AC current, and it's very efficient. When you have AC current though being made, it's not actually that helpful for a car or bike, is it? Because they use DC, they use a battery. Direct current, not alternating. They come from the sine wave, basically. Also it goes like that. DC is a straight line, direct. And we don't need to go into too much more detail than that. But what cars and bikes have, and a lot of modern stuff, especially in cars, these are built onto the alternator, is a regulator or rectifier, and that makes it so the alternator isn't going, oh, all the volts, num 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 num. Fill her up, Jim. Because as discussed, that's nicht gut, ja. So, what we're going to have a look at is those. I nearly forgot 2 bolts, didn't I? I don't know where my piece of wood's gone. Where is das? Sorry, I'm going to Germany soon for work, so also I'm learning German. Ach ja, Naturlichkeit ist unter einem Wasserfall. If you're into Top Gear, you know what that means, but it's naturally hands is wet, he's standing under a waterfall. And I can see that coming in extremely handy when talking to Germans about programming. Or VEDO. Ow! Okay. Right, you don't fall on me. The Chono Mark II, I don't know whether the later Caponord does as well, has a stand, so you can just flip the tank up. This does, which is quite annoying. We laugh about Italian machines, and yes, Italian electrics, but look at the quality of the fixings on here. And the plastics. Must be chewed up. But. Okay. Would you like to have a look at this? This is a rectifier. Now, this may have failed, but what I want to do is just go through the wiring. So, inside here, well, this is the clutch, but on the other side, inside here, you have a rectifier, the actual stator or field winding. That is spun by the engine and creates voltage. Voltage is good, we like voltage. What it then has, and this is basically your alternator in your car, has all of these in one. This, which makes sure, see, oh, that doesn't look very factory, does it? I do remember there being something funny down here. Yeah. Well, that's the other end of those cables. And we have... and we still have the plug of death. I'll try and pull these out. I'm going to have a look through and then I'll come back to you so it all makes a bit more sense. Now, we have progress, my friends. That is not the Aprilia one, funnily enough, because it says electricsworld.co.uk on the top. They also no longer make an RR917, so I'm going to say it's quite old. It was also covered in silicon there, which isn't great. The cut wires are a normal change because they are the old wires to the stator, and then we've just got grounds and power. So we can ignore that, they're capped off both, so I can recap those off anyway, and that'll all be fine. Okay, on the same track? Perfect. I think that's failed. What I do have is one from a Yamaha Thundercat. It's very hard to work out what the actual load is on these, but the cabling is the exact same size on the loom that comes with this one. Physical size of the rectifier in there is the same as well, just the fins are bigger on this. So we could try that. I mean, it's Yamaha, so it's got to be better than an Italian one, isn't it? I'm fairly happy that that's failed, so what I think we're going to do, I might pull that out. Oh, it's almost like someone's taking the piss out of me, isn't it? I might delete that connector though. I might connect those straight onto the loom that I can cut off to go with this, and then we can try that. Because it's the same wiring, it's three, it doesn't matter what order they go to the stator, it's just basically 3 poles like a 3-phase supply, and then just red and black back to the battery. It should be fused though. I don't think this was ever fused, otherwise something might go pop. I don't know, I'll see if I've got an inline fuse or not. If not, I won't put one in for now, but we'll put one in later. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to cut the prongs off that end, and then we'll probably try and solder that. That's why you hoards, people. Hoarding parts is good. Right. So that's our old one. You sit there, darling. This is the Thundercats. My idea is to mount it probably sideways. Okay, so right, plan is to go. Seems weird, doesn't it? With all these like unsealed connections, you think there'd be a lot of weather in here. Perfect. Yeah, and I'm probably going to goop the back of that connector up with some instant gasket just to make sure we don't get any weather in it, because it seems wrong. Okay. We can't, there's not quite the room to clock it round, but what I'm going to do first though is wire it in and make sure it works. There's no point in making brackets if it ain't going to work anyway. If we are fitted there, the red will reach and the black will reach, so the only ones we have to do are our actual stator wires. So the fact that the loom on the Yamaha is bigger than the stator that comes off of this anyway. Oh, I'll tell you what. Are they cooked? Yeah, look at that. Ooh. Ooh, that's not very good, is it? Ever heard of mission creep? I think we may be experiencing it. We might need to... I think we're going to have to strip this and see what's going on. I don't like the look of that at all, and these are really bad. Actually... Obviously that's got nothing to do with how it worked. If anything, you'd get a lower voltage by having bad connections like that, wouldn't you? These are, I think I said death connectors earlier. The original ones of these melted. And then many, many bad things transpired because they got very, very hot. And when they get very hot, the electricity leaks out and it takes all the plastic with it. And then as that leaks out, fire and bad things. Look at this mess. Look at that. That was a fire. Oh my god. It's actually melted the sheathing to it. How's it got so hot? Up there. Ow, no, don't. Where are you going? Where are you going? Honestly. Look at the state. Oh my god. It's almost like it's fallen on the exhaust at some point. Well, you can see why the brown connectors melt, because I think this wiring is original. Okay. Problem is, down there, these cables are wired directly onto the stator. So I just need to get back to the best bit, probably right at the other end. Oh, look at that. Bloody hell. That was not far off a short and a fire at all. Okay. Okay, in the words of build season, it's been a bit. And it's not been a bit good. How did none of that short out? It's quite scary, isn't it? If anything, you could say the stator dying was probably the best thing that could have happened. But we stripped them back down to here. And as we can see, these are absolutely fine. The copper is nice and clean on the inside, and none of this has gone hard or anything. So we've got a good base. So we can, while we use our solder stick these, extend those out, keep them as short as possible, because that's what you should do. And then we can carry on our original plan, and we have saved ourselves there from, well, not potential disaster, eventual disaster. However they didn't break in the first place, I have no idea whatsoever. That's mad. And a bit scary. Okay, well, let's get to it. I'll do some soldering. I'll do some soldering, yes, and then I will bring you back. Okay, plot thickens. By this point the plot started off here and now it's... I don't know how that analogy really works. So, for the best charging circuit, we do want to go straight back to the battery, but we should be fused, unlike the other setup. Now, this is the original wiring, so those three we can ignore, because I think the original stator wiring would have gone that way and then through the V of the engine, which is obviously a stupid place for it. The route it's going to take is a much better one. But it's these other cables. Now, the two red and blues are grounds, so I don't see any harm in why we don't just ground those to the stator as they should be. But also, the red and blacks go through the main fuse to the battery. These are actually... they join into one cable further back, but then if we just go like that to there, and equally that to there, so we just connect the stator to those two, and we're going to use the main fuses. Result. So it was the rectifier that was dodgy. I think that was a bit of a foregone conclusion anyway. But nice. So they get fucking hot. Interesting. I just did a bit of googling around to see what temperature a rectifier should get to, and the consensus seems to be anywhere between 60 to 100 odd degrees. When that one gets straight up to 60 degrees and then sort of regulates, which seems good. 10 minutes, about after 5 minutes it was 60 degrees, 10 minutes it was 61, so interestingly the same temperature as the exhausts. So just need to get it mounted now and put it back together. I suppose the only truth will tell how well it lasts, won't it? But no, that's really good. I'm really pleased with that. So we'll stick it all back together. We'll go for the MOT tomorrow. I might get a little bit of footage then of my failure or victory. Who knows? See you then. Like, comment, subscribe.